Hello and welcome to this edition of B.E.P Talks, where we meet extraordinary people from all around the world doing very diverse things, but doing them in very special ways. And one of the best parts, I think, about B.E.P Talks is that our guests so generously share their beliefs, their experiences, their passions, all with the desire to motivate, inspire, educate, sometimes entertain, and certainly to engage with you, the viewers. So thanks so much for joining us today. And joining us as our very special guest today is Linda Pringle Evans. Welcome. Good morning, Linda.
Good morning, and thank you, Beth, for having me as a guest.
Oh, you are so very welcome. I have been so eager to have this conversation, and it's about a topic that I have done a lot of coaching on, actually. So I have, as we've chatted briefly before, a little bit of experience with this myself, my beliefs, and certainly my passions about it. But before we get into the talk, let me just share with the viewers a little bit about the extraordinary Linda Pringle Evans. She joins us today with 30 plus years of educating and empowering women. That's her experience. And I think if I had to phrase one thing, what Linda wants women to know, to identify, is to know their worth. And as a keynote speaker, as a motivational trainer, and a risk management advisor, Linda has really spent most of these 30 years right along that pathway and helping women to realize that there is a path for them to become a six-figure brand, because branding is very much part of what you do also, isn't it, Linda?
Yes, it is. We help our clients to really define their brand, their personal brand, and become branded so that there is no misunderstanding of who they are, what they can do, what makes them different from everyone else. And I like using, Beth, the NIL from the sports, in the college industry now, the players are getting paid for their image, their name. And I like the NIL, which is name, images, and likeness. So I want people to know you have that same value. That's why you need to know your worth.
And what a great tagline, if you will. So let's just be clear about this. There's personal branding and then there's business branding. So you're saying that they're two different things and that women should have both.
I love the question that you're asking, because a lot of times people, they become quite confused about the two. And when you think of personal branding, you're talking about who you are, the individual, building your image, getting people to know you and know your worth, your expertise, what makes you stand out and differentiate yourself from your competition. And in today's society, with everyone being online, everyone is going to Google your name. I don't care who you are. Every time someone hear about you, encounter you, the very next thing they're going to do is get on their device and Google your name and see who you are. And if they can't find anything out there about you, to them, you don't exist. Okay? Now, business brand is similar because you are, I will say, the CEO of your business. But today, people want to know who's at the head of this business. What are their values? Who are they? What they believe and what they provide, is it in alignment with who I am and what I want? And think about this. Oprah Winfrey, Martha Stewart, even Elon Musk, they all are brands. And we've all gotten to know them, correct? But they have numerous businesses. And that is why I always tell my clients, yes, we help you to build your business so that you can generate $250,000 annually in your business. But people got to know you.
Gotcha. Right.
And with your
So they want to say, who is this person that wants to do business with me? And do I want to engage in some sort of a business relationship with that person?
absolutely,
It makes,
absolutely. And that's why the two are integrated. And that's what I want people to fully understand, because most people just think about their business brand. You know, I want to get my
yeah.
business out there. I got to get my business going. And the truth of the matter is, you need to get you out there. People need
So you, right, you should stand in front of your business brand, not try to hide behind it.
absolutely. And just allow me to say this, Beth, within the last year, because I did some changes for my own personal brand, okay? And I never knew this was happening until it started happening to me. And that is, all of these national publications, corporations, they have research teams, even the media, okay? They have research teams. And these companies, they give their research team, I need you to find someone who fit this profile for me. And they are out there on the internet checking and trying to find the fit for that profile. And I have had numerous, and I do mean this, numerous national publications, as well as a company that reached out to me that provide pay board advisors for a major company. I'm serious. So this is why today, hear me, audience. This is why today, brand you, okay? You must become branded, and especially with AI.
Oh, yeah, well, another whole dimension now. Well,
It is
that almost helps to speed the process up, potentially.
absolutely. And it
Yeah,
brings credibility to who you are and what you
yeah,
say. You know, people won't look at you as an imposter because they're
right.
getting to know and like and trust you.
Yeah, they know, like, and trust. So what I've learned in connecting with your brand, personal and business,
Mhm.
such wonderful information. 47% of new businesses are started by women.
Mhm.
Do we know how many of those reach their first year, 5 year? What is the sustainability, in other words, of those new women-owned businesses?
The numbers are staggering because according to WeBank and American Express, 88% of women businesses, and they said women entrepreneurs,
Right.
women entrepreneurs do not generate six figures. And when they broke it down as to the amount that women entrepreneurs were generating, this is why within the first 3 to 5 years, women have to either rethink
Mm.
being an entrepreneur, and going out and getting the help they really need to have a business, or what I'm seeing, many are just shutting down, closing their businesses and returning back to work.
So that's kind of begging a question for me now, that for a lot of women, and I'm suspecting particularly through the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
when women were home, had to be, they were quitting their jobs, their corporate jobs, their desk jobs, much more exponentially so to men. They were at home with the children. They were doing the homeschooling. They were still trying to bring in an income. So women who, we know there's nothing we cannot do, said, I'm going to start a business. But starting a business is sometimes maybe misunderstood, that you're really buying yourself a job. That's one thing. If you're looking to replace corporate, you can do that. You can buy yourself a job if you have a product or a service to sell. But if you really want to grow a business to where you can train people, you can help women get to that multiple six-figure level, what does a woman need to be prepared for?
Hard time.
And what about starting with proper financial backing?
Well, it's very difficult for women to secure business loans. And it is also not as easy for women to get investors. These are facts.
Now, do you have a reason why those two things are facts? What is it? Why? Why are women perceived as a greater risk?
Well, you know what, Beth, even sometimes men have a difficult time securing investors. It just depends upon your product and service.
Sure.
And a lot of times we start businesses, and I'm just speaking about women, okay?
Right.
A lot of times we as women, we start a business based on what we like to do, that we have a passion for, okay? And we feel, you know, I can do this. I can go out here and I can help people do, you know, I can become a life coach because I know how to help people solve their problem, okay? And I've been there, done it, and I'm going to show others how to do it. Well, have you done the research? Number one, have you done the research to identify that the problem you want to solve, you have a target audience,
Right.
an audience of people who are willing to pay you for that service. I mean, I have coached and been a consultant to several women businesses, and they've been in business for quite a while, but they still haven't gained momentum in their business. They're not generating the revenue. And when I ask them, all right, tell me, who is your target audience for the problem you're solving? And if it's women, most of the times I would say between 80% I hear women. Okay, which group of women? All women? No, 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 no. All women are not your target audience. And that's where I think part of the problem lies, because they have not gained the clarity and the structure of their business so it is sustainable, where they can position themselves, where they can attract sponsors and investors, someone who will help give them seed money to grow their businesses, their capital. So there are a number of problems that we as women face. And a lot of times we as women in business or even in career, we are constantly helping other people.
Well, that's what we do. That's what we do.
Absolutely. And we become burned out, and we've always put ourselves last. We are always, okay, I'll get to this tomorrow, or I'll do this later. Well, it never happens, because throughout the day, throughout life itself, we keep their changes constantly every day. Every morning, all of us wake up in our own minds. We have an agenda for how today is going to be. We all do. It's natural. When I get up today, these are the things I'm going to accomplish. And we're set, kind of like laser focused. This is what I'm going to accomplish. And guess what? Throughout the day, so many different things start happening. And then you're like, I didn't get anything accomplished today. All I did was put out fires that I really didn't want to do. And then you become discouraged because you're not accomplishing the things you know you need to do. And that is why we as women, especially in business, I personally feel we need to collaborate more, have more joint venture partnerships, or just period, have partners, because we cannot do it all by ourselves. We can't.
And just support each other, because we've gone through a little bit now, I think, of a transformation still happening. Hope it continues always, where women were very, very competitive and fearful of not wanting to share. And you can't grow anything if you're not sharing your message, of course. So I do feel that women are beginning to understand the power of collaboration, the logic and the practicality of it, and most importantly, perhaps, reaping the benefits of it, is that it proves to really be a very, very good business strategy. I want to go back to something you were just saying a little bit ago, because I've been here and I've done this with people that I've coached. I have a great product, well, what is it? And they tell you, go, it sounds great, but who's your market? You can't create a product in a business and then try to find your market. You have to know that the market exists and that there is like an underlying problem within that market, and then you want to have the solution to that. Then you start the business. You're the answer. You don't create the question, you bring the answer.
You bring the answer. And something else I would add, know what differentiates you
Yes.
from your competition.
And you know, I find, Linda, again, going back with my own coaching, that's a very hard statement to sit down and write. Your USP, your unique selling proposition.
Yes.
It's very hard because you tend to want to fit in with the trend. You want to be easily grouped, but really what you want to do is stand out. So it's very hard to find those one or two words that pop, that really make you different and special. And that's where your natural market will gravitate to. Would you agree with that?
I would agree. You need to know exactly what is distinctive about what you're doing that's different from your competition. It's as simple as that. Once you can define that, that becomes your unique selling proposition in business, okay? Now, if you're selling yourself, the person, you need to know exactly what is your unique value proposition.
And that goes back to your personal branding.
There you go. Yes, you got to know that.
You got to know that. And it makes sense when we're just talking here, we're kind of connecting the dots, and yet we've gone in a circle here. It all makes absolute sense. Something that is so intriguing, you know how much I respect you and what you do and how well you do it. Talk to us, if you will, about WomeNomics. First of all, I love that word. I researched it. I know it's Genesis, but from the Linda Pringle Evans perspective, tell us about WomeNomics.
WomeNomics is a movement. Number one, it's not an organization. It's a movement for women entrepreneurs. And the reason why it's for women entrepreneurs, because being a more mature woman myself, I had the opportunity to spend about 30 years in corporate America. So working in corporate, it gave me an opportunity for greater advancements, greater salaries, and it also positioned my retirement. Okay.
There
My
you go.
retirement. Okay. Now we have, and there is nothing wrong with women starting their businesses. I applaud them. I am excited about this movement, and I want them to have their own businesses, because I know if we have more successful women businesses, the changes we want to see in our world, our societies, we can make it happen with successful businesses that have the money so that we can get things done. Because to make change, it requires money. Simple as that.
It does. It requires money. Yeah.
It requires money. So with the WomeNomics movement, I saw where women entrepreneurs, again, aren't making the big six figures. And without them making the six figures, it's very difficult for them to have an emergency fund, to save, to have a retirement plan. So within WomeNomics, we have created the School of WomeNomics. And within the school, we are providing the business topics that is relevant to help women to grow and scale their businesses. Our mission is helping more women entrepreneurs to generate $250,000 annually in her business. This is phase one of WomeNomics, is getting as many women entrepreneurs to 250,000 annually. We don't want her to make 250,000 this year and next year she's back to 100. No. It has to be consistent, and she's continuing to grow so that phase 2, we can get her to 500,000. The overall mission is to get more women to 7 figures in business, entrepreneurs.
And it's happening. It's happening. And also in doing that, something I know that you speak very eloquently, of course, as you do, but about the opportunity to create generational wealth.
Intergenerational wealth is so important, especially when you look at different races within our country. And I know there is a big push today, more than ever, within the African American communities, is for more, there should be more intergenerational wealth created. And that is something that is being addressed, not only within African Americans, with all races. And women especially now are thinking about that. You know, I want to make sure that what I'm doing, especially as a business owner, and you want to have a legacy type business, you want to be able, I always use Sam Walton as an example. I said, look what he did. Look at what Sam Walton did. He started out driving a little red pickup truck, going door to door, selling stuff, you know, and it grew. You know, he learned as he was doing it, and it became Walmart. It started out very simple. And now look at what he left, the intergenerational wealth that he left for the Waltons.
And that's a perfect example. And there are others clearly. That's a wonderful example. So it goes back to B.E.P Talks. It's about what you believe, what you experience. And I think what you experience often leads you to what you become very passionate about.
Oh God, yes.
Right? So for you, clearly, it's about helping women realize, as we said at the top, how to identify, know, honor, and first of all, believe in your personal worth.
Yes, because a lot of times we discount our prices. That's why a lot of women aren't making the money, because they feel if I charge this amount, I'm not going to be able to get the client.
Right.
They'll find somebody who can provide the service cheaper. But if you truly know your worth, and I always say this, if you are a specialist, I want you to think about this. When you go to your medical doctor for a physical annually, he's going to run all type of tests. And if something should appear that you may require more attention, what does he do? Or she? They're going to send you to a specialist. Okay? That's who you are, a specialist. And when you go to a specialist, you know you're paying premium, right or wrong.
Yes, but we always say you get what you pay for.
What you pay for. So start seeing yourselves, not just as, I'm a business owner, my expertise is blah, whatever it is. But start saying, I am a specialist. And this is what I specialize in. And it will help to start separating you from the pack, because you want to become known as an industry leader, no matter what you're doing. And anytime you are working with an industry leader, you pay for what you get, like Beth just said. I'm not saying charge some crazy amount of money, but do the research, see what the market will bear.
Right.
Yeah.
And that brings us back to your your unique selling proposition, your USP, because you, the individual, the specialist, is very much part of that USP. If someone wants to work with WomeNomics, they must, and I mean this in the most positive way, they have to meet and get to know and work with Linda Pringle Evans.
And the faculty instructors.
And the faculty instructors, right. If you have a whole team, I mean, you have a whole structure. You have, as you say, this is not a membership organization. it's a movement. It's a movement for women, and we've had many of them. And this one has certainly been a long time coming, shall I say, and but not a moment too late. And that again, because I always said with the pandemic, some good has to come out of this because it can't just happen for all the negative. I don't believe in that kind of energy. I believe in, the two sides. So what a lot of women, I think in particular, have found that what they're really good at, what probably gave them their job in corporate America that they likely weren't truly being properly compensated for or recognized for, and how they can take that beliefs, experience, passions, and move them now maybe to their dining room table, a desk in the corner of the living room, what have you, and say, this is what I want to do because I am good at it, I am worthy of it, I am deserving of it, and because I know I can do it.
Absolutely.
And I want to say to everybody out there, I can say, you need to really, the smart thing to do is connect with Linda Pringle Evans, and I want to put up here exactly how they can do that. Let me just find how they can connect with you, Linda, and make this as, here we go. We're just going to put it right up here, right on the screen. That's all you have to do is click that link, connect with Linda Pringle Evans, and learn or confirm, maybe learn or confirm what it is that you believe about yourself, what you know about yourself, and the message that you want to share with the world. Because really women, I've said this always, at the heart of any woman is the heart of every woman. And it really is from that maternal instinct, it is to be of value to more than just yourself, those beyond your dining room table, if people even sit down at dining room tables anymore, I don't know, but is to be of help and to be of value and to leave this world a better place. And what better way to leave this world than to leave it as a better place? So, so that's how you can just easily connect with Linda, and we'll put that back up. Linda, what else from your perspective and in consideration of the WomeNomics movement should women be aware of?
Well, I think that I don't want women to think WomeNomics is like some of the other organizations. We are not in competition with the other women's organizations. What we want to do is partner with them to, because in order for us as women to really become as successful in business as men, we need to support each other. And that's why I'm always talking about women supporting women. And in order for us to do this, WomeNomics is looking at how do we partner with other women's organizations so that we can truly help move the needle for women being extremely, not just successful, but being extremely successful in business. So and again, I will mention AI again. I know how we are as women. We nurture, we have emotional feelings, and that's, I think, is the way we've been designed.
Sure.
And as we grow our businesses, we'll be in a much better position to hire people. And we're seeing the layoffs are coming. We see how I'm seeing almost every day online where banks are closing branches or the banks are closing, period. Okay. We're nearing the fall of the year and we're going to see more layoffs. They're coming. That's a fact. But with more women being successful in business, we can start hiring people. We can impact employment opportunities, which will in turn impact the communities where we live. So this is part of the WomeNomics movement for me.
It's beautiful. I want to just get a little clarity here, just for viewers to understand. You used the word partner. You want to partner with people. I want everyone to understand and make sure we're on the same page here, Linda, that you're not talking about partner bringing an investor who owns part of your company. You're talking about collaboration, working with. You own your company, they own it, and you figure out the way to collaborate, to
Yes.
co-labor, work together on
Yes.
maybe a single event, a single promotion where you support each other. You figure out how you are going to share in the revenue,
Absolutely.
how you share your lists, how you work together, that you both can grow. And in that growth, what's so important to women, as we've both said and agree, is know that you're really impacting the lives of other people.
That's
And when you
right.
impact the life of a woman, you are certainly impacting her family. Her children are raised differently. They have different opportunities. They have different advantages. That spreads out into the community, and the community has no borders. The community is the world itself. So you never know that trickle-down effect. I say, you know, when you drop a pebble in the water and you see those ripples go, eventually the human eye doesn't see it anymore. But the energy is still under the surface of the water. And it goes and it goes and it goes.
Yes,
Where does
yes.
it go? It goes till it hits another shore, which could be on the opposite side of the world. And we
Yeah,
hope
yeah.
somewhere, somewhere on the other side of the world catches that energy as it comes to shore and changes their life as well. And I think that's a beautiful image to have. And it's a beautiful role to know that you are potentially playing. And you'll never know the names of the people you've impacted. You don't need to.
Right.
You just
Well,
need to drop that pebble.
Yeah, as long as you get it done, that's the most
Get it
important.
started. Get it started.
Yeah.
Get it started. So,
Yeah.
so in kind of wrapping up here, the financial freedom that you believe is truly possible for everyone.
Mm-hmm. I do.
Your market is women.
Mm-hmm.
So going back, here's everyone, and then it's women, so that's half, and then it's women in business, and then it's women who want to grow their business. So that's where you find your market. It's always kind of like the bullseye, and that's it. So describe, if you will, the exact woman who needs to reach out to Linda Pringle Evans.
She has been in business for 3 to 5 years, and she's still struggling. She's struggling. She knows this, but she doesn't want to give up because deep down inside of her, she knows she has what it takes to be a successful business owner. Someone who can not just make money, but make an impact in her family and in her community. She wants to be a game changer. She's someone who is a difference maker, and probably can see herself being a history maker.
Oh.
But she's afraid.
Mm.
She's afraid because she's tried. She's already spent a lot of money with coaches and consultants, and she still hasn't gotten the results that she's looking for, that she feels she deserves. But she's afraid to try again, afraid to step out, and still trying, but afraid to invest in herself again. So
Right.
what I say, the woman who fit that profile, she's somewhere making, say, about 50,000 a year, but join the movement.
Right.
Join us.
And be the leader of your own movement. Be the leader of your own smaller movement, perhaps.
Absolutely. And try us out. We have a free community.
Oh my gosh. So everybody, so listen, in what Linda just said, I can't imagine that there are too many viewers who come to B.E.P Talks who didn't say, oh, that's me. Oh, that's me. She's talking to me. I'm not making what I think I deserve to make. I know I can do more. You heard Linda kind of tapped you on the shoulder and gave you this generous invitation to join the movement through WomeNomics with the help of Linda Pringle Evans and her entire wonderful team. All you have to do is click that button, connect with her, and take it from there.
Yes, I always say, you can test drive a car before you purchase it. Test drive us in the free community.
Well, listen, you couldn't make it any more simple and so generous, which again goes back and I think really speaks to who women are, who our viewers are, and why people come to B.E.P Talks, because there's always that passion. There's always that passion that's that's born of the experiences that, as you said, you're a mature woman. So mature women such as us, such as we who have been in business for decades, know. And with that experience comes comes wisdom. So for all you younger gals out there, there's a lot to be learned and gained when you rely on the wisdom of those of us who have maybe kind of dug the trenches.
It goes back to what B.E.P Talks is about. The more I would say that, what we have learned, Beth, what we have experienced, it still happens today. You know, the younger generation may say, no. Oh, yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
That we can share with you, it can help you prevent a lot of heartache sometimes, spending unnecessary money, making better decisions because we've been there, we've done it. And look, I have no shame sharing my failures because nobody has been perfect but one person, but
yes.
No one has been perfect. We all had our share of problems. So don't feel isolated because you're going through something. Join the movement and let us help you. That's it. That's all we want to do. That is my passion.
Yes,
Before I leave this earth, I want to see women entrepreneurs having extremely successful businesses. I want to see women have corporations. I want to see women have empires. It can be done.
Okay.
We're smart enough. We got the talent. We can do it.
We can do it. We can do it. And here's a great example right here of women sharing, collaborating, promoting each other in a sense. And that's all leading by example, which is such an important way.
Yes.
One of the best ways I think that leadership in women is exhibited and that others can benefit from. So Linda, I thank you so much. I cannot impress upon viewers, just click that link. You have nothing to lose, everything to gain. And if nothing else, have the opportunity to give yourself the personal blessing of meeting the fabulous Linda Pringle Evans, as has been my pleasure and my blessing to get to know. So Linda, thank you so much again. I really, truly honor you, respect you, and appreciate your generosity. And I thank you for being on B.E.P Talks today. And as always, to our viewers, B.E.P Talks brings you wonderful people, just like Linda Pringle Evans, who share their beliefs, their experiences, their passions, all in a desire to help each other. So if you want to be part of B.E.P Talks, simply go to beptalks.com. All the information is there. If you want to follow up with me directly, just email me at info@beptalks.com. And as always, we say, may the best always be yet to come. And I certainly hope and believe that it is for each one of us. So until we talk again, thank you and bye for now.
Thank you.